What would you do if you knew you only had a few years left to live? How would you face the reality that you'll leave behind everything you love and strive for? How would you live each day with meaning and happiness? Perhaps you think these questions are too heavy and irrelevant for you right now. You might believe you have plenty of time to enjoy life and achieve your dreams. You might think you don't need to worry about things beyond your control. However, there's a man who faced these questions every day, and he's no ordinary person. He is Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who ruled from 161 to 180 AD. He's one of the 5 good emperors, bringing glory and peace to the Roman Empire. He's also a Stoic philosopher who wrote Meditations, containing his thoughts on life, ethics, and philosophy. Living in a time filled with challenges and conflicts, Marcus dealt with war, plagues, natural disasters, betrayal, and political intrigues. He balanced his duties as an emperor with his aspirations as a human. How did he manage it? How did he remain calm, rational, and virtuous amid difficulties and suffering? The answer lies in following Stoic teachings, learned from his teacher Epictetus and earlier Stoic philosophers like Zeno, Cleanthes, and Chrysippus. In this video, we'll discuss 10 Stoic teachings from Marcus Aurelius that we desperately need today. These teachings will help us face challenges and problems in our daily lives, leading to a better, more meaningful, and happier life. Without further ado, let's begin. 1. Remember that you will die. One of the most famous and challenging Stoic teachings is memento mori, meaning remember that you will die. It's not an invitation to be pessimistic, but to be realistic and aware. By remembering death, we appreciate life more and focus on what's essential and meaningful. We become better prepared to face death without fear or surprise. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Remember how short is the time you have left, and the loss that comes from foolishness and heedlessness." 2. Do what is right, not what is popular. One of life's significant challenges is doing what is right, not what is popular. We're often tempted to follow the crowd, seek approval, or praise from others. However, this doesn't guarantee happiness or virtue. Instead, stick to your principles. Act according to reason and conscience. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Don't let the opinions of others disturb you. They can't harm you unless you allow them. Do what you consider right, and let them talk." 3. Control your mind, not your circumstances. A crucial Stoic teaching is that we can't control external things but can control our minds. External events, people, or objects can't make us happy or miserable unless we let them. What determines our happiness or misery is how we perceive and respond to external things. Strive to keep your mind calm, rational, and positive. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Remember that your mind is the only thing you have to keep. Don't let it be disturbed by unimportant or irrelevant things. Don't let it be influenced by negative emotions like anger, sadness, or fear. Stay focused on what is true, good, and beneficial." 4. Be kind to everyone, even those who are evil. One of the noble and challenging Stoic teachings is to be kind to everyone, even those who are evil. It's easy to feel anger, hatred, or revenge towards those who hurt, insult, or deceive us. However, this won't help us but only harm us. Strive to forgive, love, and help even those who are evil, as they are our fellow humans who might not understand their actions. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Don't judge evil people. Try to understand them and see the world from their perspective. You might find reasons or motives behind their actions. You might discover they have problems or difficulties causing frustration or desperation. With this understanding, it becomes easier to sympathize, empathize, and seek peaceful and harmonious solutions." 5. Live according to nature, not desires. A fundamental and beneficial Stoic teaching is to live according to nature, not desires. Nature here doesn't mean the physical world but rational nature, governing everything with fair and just laws. It also refers to human nature, with the potential to develop into wise, good, and happy beings. To live according to nature, strive to follow natural laws, develop your human potential. Be rational, moral, and social. Contribute to the common welfare. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Live according to nature, and you'll never feel lonely or alienated." Nature created you as a social being, needing and depending on others. Nature also created you as part of the universe, connected and interacting with everything. Nature made you a world citizen, with obligations and responsibilities to all humankind. 6. Be simple and frugal, not extravagant and greedy. One of the most practical and virtuous Stoic teachings is to be simple and frugal, not extravagant and greedy. We're often tempted to pursue excesses like wealth, luxury, or pleasure. However, these won't bring happiness or satisfaction but imbalance, greed, or addiction. Instead, strive to live with enough. Appreciate simple and natural things. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Be simple and frugal because it's the wisest and most dignified way of life." Don't become a slave to excess, as it's the foolish and undignified way of life. Be the master of yourself. Don't depend on external things. Use what you have wisely. Don't misuse what you don't have. Be grateful for simple and natural things. Don't complain about luxurious and artificial things. 7. Be humble and modest, not arrogant and proud. One of the most beautiful and inspiring Stoic teachings is to be humble and modest, not arrogant and proud. We often feel proud, satisfied, or superior regarding our achievements, abilities, or status. However, these won't bring happiness or virtue but arrogance, conceit, or pride. Instead, strive to be humble and modest, acknowledge your shortcomings or weaknesses, and learn from others. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Be humble and modest because it's the wisest and most dignified way of life." Don't be blind or forgetful of your imperfections or shortcomings because you're not perfect. Don't be harsh or arrogant towards criticism or advice from others because you don't know everything. Don't be indifferent or proud of help or support from others because you're not self-sufficient. 8. Be patient and resilient, not easily angered or despondent. One of the strongest and empowering Stoic teachings is to be patient and resilient, not easily angered or despondent. We often feel anger, frustration, or resentment towards things not meeting our desires or expectations or things being challenging or disrupting. However, these won't help us but only harm us. Instead, strive to be patient and resilient, facing difficult or painful things calmly and wisely. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Be patient and resilient because it's the noblest and wisest way of life." Don't respond to things not meeting your desires or expectations with anger or revenge because it's unjust and immoral. Don't respond to challenging or disturbing things with resentment or hatred because it is harmful and unethical. Don't respond to difficult or painful things with despair or regret because it's unwise and unphilosophical. 9. Be flexible and adaptive, not rigid and conservative. One of the most modern and relevant Stoic teachings is to be flexible and adaptive, not rigid and conservative. We often feel comfortable, accustomed, or attached to existing things like ideas, habits, or traditions. However, these won't lead to progress or development, but stagnation, limitation, or backwardness. Instead, strive to be flexible and adaptive, accepting new things like change, challenges, or opportunities. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Be flexible and adaptive because it's the truest and most humane way of life." Don't feel comfortable or accustomed to existing things because it's unnatural and goes against nature. Don't feel attached or dependent on existing things because it's unhealthy and goes against reason. Don't feel afraid or reluctant towards new things because it's irrational and goes against the will. 10. Be happy and grateful, not sad and complaining. One of the simplest and most enjoyable Stoic teachings is to be happy and grateful, not sad and complaining. We often feel sad, disappointed, or dissatisfied with what we have or experience. However, these won't bring us happiness or contentment, but unhappiness or dissatisfaction. Instead, strive to be happy and grateful, enjoying what you have and appreciating what you experience. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Be happy and grateful because it's the healthiest and happiest way of life." Don't feel sad or disappointed with what you have because it's unfair and immoral. Don't feel dissatisfied or envious of what you have because it's unwise and undignified. Don't feel bored or weary of what you have because it's uncreative and unbeneficial. Those are the 10 teachings of Marcus Aurelius that we desperately need today. These teachings will help us face the challenges and problems we encounter in our daily lives. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.